All right, guys, so the talk of the town is Apocalypse. Is he underwhelming? Is he good? Yes, I made a video saying he's good in Crucible, guys. It doesn't mean I'm like putting my stamp of this guy's awesome in the game. Come on now, relax, YouTube comment section. He's very underwhelming because as the year-long character, he does not stand anywhere in Arena. Arena is like the place where characters are truly tested because it's the place where your roster has no limitations. It's your 5 best characters and how they mesh together. The idea that Apocalypse doesn't have a spot there is sad, pathetic, and gross. But also, he doesn't stand a chance on defense in either War or Crucible. These new characters, at least when they're first implemented, they're supposed to really shake up the meta, and he doesn't do that at all. In this video, we're going to review why that is, and then we're actually going to shop a fix to that. And I do think we nailed a very, very, very good solution. And we have a couple alternatives that I think are trash, but Twitch chat liked them, so I had to include them. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you guys in there. A couple seconds. Enjoy the opener.
Is also a viable option for Apocalypse.
How about game modes? He's sounding pretty powerful just in general, but are there any game modes in particular that you think that this where he's going to shine?
He's certainly going to shine brightest in Arena, but because of his plug-and-play nature, he should really...
So I'm here with my buddy Red now. Unfortunately, this is the only way I could test this team. Now, it is a giant punch-up, but we're not in the same Arena shard, and... we're currently in a war, so I can't do it in practice either. So what we're going to show is just how the speed meta dumps on Apocalypse everywhere. It just does. So now he's stunned. This is Tangled Web, and this is Kang doing their thing. Completely controlled. Now the charges from Weaver. Now everything's going to miss. And then Eternals just start popping off, and it just gets really ugly really quick. And I don't even have any vulnerables to hit into. But let's just go ahead and we'll make Apocalypse get a little bit lower. See if Icarus gets the double tap on him. And this is a very big Apocalypse. This isn't the max, but this is 6 yellow, 4 red. We didn't get the kill there, but now Cersei's gonna go. Now we got the kill there. Let's go ahead. You know what? We'll put an ability block on Red Hulk so that he can't go ahead and hit us with the ultimate. And it's just absolute decimation. Barely any turns taken. Actually, I don't even know if Archangel's going to get a turn. I take that back. I know Archangel's not going to get a turn. Apocalypse does not work in Arena. Yeah. Sorry, Red. You put a lot of investment in that character. Let's go talk about a way to fix him.
I got turns, but I don't think I did a single point of damage.
That's true. That's true. You did get turns. It's just Weaver did Weaver things.
Yeah, I didn't get a single point of damage in.
Yeah. All right, let's go talk about how we could fix what we just saw happen. All right, so as we saw, there is a clear, glaring issue with Apocalypse's kit, and that's going to be his speed. So let's talk about how to fix Apocalypse, because we're not just here to moan and complain. I want to help with the solution, okay? Because he's been a year-long character. People are underwhelmed. He's okay on offense, as I showed, but that's not enough. That's not enough for the chase people have done, the money people have put in to try and get him, just the time, the hard hoarding, the focusing on the Horseman teams that we were forced to build. That ain't enough. So let's fix this guy. Weakness, 122 speed. That is really, really slow for the current meta when you talk about all these characters. Look at down below. Those are the characters that we see quite often in Arena right now. And you'll see the speed, it's not exactly stellar there. And then his on-spawn defense, spawning with only immunity, makes him still vulnerable to getting that flipped or stripped, getting a slow applied, getting a disrupt applied, all kinds of nasty stuff. The goal to make him relevant, well, get Apocalypse to reach his special sooner, or without disruption, without overdoing it. We don't want him to be invincible, right? There's a middle ground we need to reach. And we don't want it to be gated to one mode. We don't want this to be in Arena tag, Apocalypse has 130, 160 speed or whatever. That's just stupid. We don't want that. Here's your solution. All right. And with all the knuckleheads here with me on Twitch, we went back and forth. We argued, we fought, And I think most of the people are in agreement that this is kind of a really interesting solution that'll give him lots of benefit, not just in arena, but also in other game modes, not break anything, but make things very interesting. We'll talk about some of the other solutions we talked about as well. So what I think the best solution would be, and I think other people were in agreement with me here, is have him do an on-spawn effect. So on spawn, remove enemy speed up. And on spawn, stop any enemy speed bar increase. What this does from the footage you just saw, 2099, because he gets that speed up on spawn, he immediately strips everything and he's giving speed bar to Spider Weaver, who can then come in, land the stun with the trauma, and Apocalypse is essentially done. Everything you worked for a year in those 2 moves, he's done. It's over. Also, it will also stop Kang, because Kang has that on offense, on spawn, give 5% speed bar. That would stop any kind of mirror matchup, but the offense has the advantage because of Kang. So it brings us into a mode where whatever you have on defense, I can craft something on offense, but it's not just going to be speed kings to the rescue. Essentially, the problem with Apocalypse in arena is Tangled Web and Kang, making it impossible to get a turn. And even in the case where you don't use Tangled Web, for the offense to have such a glaring advantage because of Kang's existence, that it's no longer fun. But this also adds to other modes in a really, really cool creative way. So if on spawn, he's removing enemy speed up or enemy speed bar increase, well, characters like Loki, Cable, Kang, that speed bar. So in defense, I can't be like, well, I can bring Cloak and Loki and all of a sudden I'm going before Apocalypse so I can strip his immunity, give him blind, whatever the case may be. A bunch of stuff like that. It'll stop that. But more importantly, if I put him on defense in war, it would stop a team like A-Force. A-Force no longer spawning with that speed up is huge, and it would also make Jessica Jones not get that speed bar on spawn from any debuffs that happen on spawn as well, right? It would also stop War Dogs on offense. So you now have an interesting war defense option, and I think that's the big concern people have had. He doesn't impact arena at all, and in other modes, he's just going to be used on offense for a one and done kind of material. But also in Crucible, it would maybe make it so you can make an Apocalypse team that can't be beaten by, say, Masters of Evil, who spawn with speed up, and also get that speed bar on spawn, both Titania and Kang. That's interesting too. Or you can use them on the offensive side to go ahead and punch through on these Wakandans or War Dog teams. That's really cool as well. So I really, really kind of ride with this on spawn, no enemy speed up, no enemy speed bar increase. Some other solutions that were floated around, giving him Safeguard on spawn. I don't really like the idea of Safeguard on spawn because I feel like then it's just mirror match or bust. Him only having immunity on spawn isn't the end of the world if he's not instantly, for lack of a better word, cucked by speed comps. You don't want it to be he's on Safeguard on spawn, so are all the Horsemen. So then what we get is just Infinity Watch meta, right? It's just mirror matchup. It takes forever to kill him because he's get that Safeguard. He gets hit. Now he has speed up from his Retaliate on his ISO attack assist, gets speed up. All of a sudden he's got his turn. Now his entire team is covered with more Safeguard, defense up, and immunity. So you get like probably not a 5-minute match because eventually the enemy Red Hulk or your Red Hulk will start popping off. But you just get this like really gross back and forth matchup. And it's going to get super stale. So if it's just countering speed instead of making him impossible to control off the bat because of Safeguard, I think it opens the door for more creative issues. Another thing that was floated that did sound kind of interesting and cool was giving him speed bar on spawn per Horseman ally. What this would do is in a mode like Arena, you can throw in 4 Horsemen, then he's going to get 100% speed bar. He will do that special right away, giving all those buffs, the Safeguard, the defense up, and the immunity to him and the entire team. But what I didn't like about that is it makes such an insane gap between those who have Apocalypse and those who don't, that he's guaranteed to do all of his stuff. And then it's kind of RNG who the enemy Apocalypse goes ahead and does that empowered punch to. I think that it overdoes it for Arena in that fun way, but it does open some interesting doors in other modes. So in War, We probably will leave Gamma as is. You're probably going to want to leave Gamma as is. They already kind of demand either a mirror matchup or a burn or a really risky attack, so they're kind of good there. But maybe you would mix your Death Seed and your Darkhold. You'd have Morgan and you'd have Archangel, maybe with Magneto and I don't know, Dark Beast or something like that. So you have a bunch of villains still, and that could be cool because all of a sudden Apocalypse has 150 speed. So he can go pretty fast. But again, he's then going to be spreading those buffs. So it's almost a foregone conclusion that he's going to get to do everything. Something that Dormammu and Doom had that I think was a really nice balance was that there were ways to control them, right? Doom, the ability block. Dorm, Eternals flipping him, or trauma stun, kind of like Omega Red had in War. So there were ways to make sure that they couldn't do their stuff. But if they got to do their stuff, it was game over. That's the same with Apocalypse. I feel as though if you overdo it and make it so he's always going to get to do what he was built to do, it's going to be too strong and it's going to be very, very unfun. So I think the happy balance there is to erase all speed from on-spawn stuff. And then that's going to open the door for a lot more creativity as far as what comps you take in, what you do. Another thing that was actually floated as well was battlefield effects. So a battlefield effect where the enemies can never get speed up. They can never have positive speed bar manipulation. The concern with that is that would make him like a infinitely until the end of time overpowered character. That would certainly make him a lot more impactful than Doom, Ultron, who recently got reworked, and also Dorm, though the Dorm revives are still pretty cool. It just might be a little bit too much if it was a persistent battlefield effect that happened on every single turn, but on spawn felt pretty cool. The big concern with this method is, yes, we're stopping the Tangled Web and the Kang from instantly ruining any kind of Apocalypse comp. However, if he is removing speed up on spawn from enemies, then the Gamma team on War Defense is now easily one shot. I can go in there with, Apocalypse, A-Force, and because I get speed up and you don't, assuming you still have just the full Gamma team, I'm going to be able to control your Gamma and kill them before your Red Hulk gets to do anything. So that would be a concern because that really messes with the War meta and kind of War balancing. But I don't know, give Gamma safeguard on spawn in War as well. Because they're all so fast, they're all taking their first turns anyway. That doesn't mess with the burn attack. It doesn't mess with the mirror matchup. It does mess with the risky one-shot Tangled Web attempt. But don't do that because that's a stupid thing to do anyway. Just ideas. I honestly do understand the big frustration people are currently having with him just being a non-factor in Arena. We worked really hard for this character. People spent a lot of money for this character. He should, in some way, shape, form, however that saying is supposed to say, he should have a place in Arena. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much, Twitch, for everything that you guys were saying. I was reading it as we go. The one person who said like, share, and subscribe, that's my man right there. Appreciate that. Bye, guys.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.